get ready to hit the dance floor because Gold Coast-based country rocker Brook Chivell's latest track, Like a Country Girl, that you heard just a couple of seconds ago, is set to deliver a powerful dose of good times and classic country vibes with a modern twist. A songwriter at heart, Brook loves to search for the melody, the hook and the soul of the song, and delivers a vocal performance that is both powerful and passionate. Brook, who is known for his powerhouse vocals and high-energy performances, has definitely made his mark on the Australian country rock scene, and with his signature sound that blends country twang with modern rock production. His newest single marks the fourth release in his ambitious plan to drop a new song every month in 2025, as he continues, well, that's gone. I hope he continues that this year, as he continues to captivate listeners worldwide. Brook grew up with a strong country music influence, cutting his teeth on his father's record collection that included Hank Sr., Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard and Waylon Jennings, as well as his own hard rock influences. His long-standing tenure in Melbourne's live music scene prior to his move up north contributed to Brook's unique sound, producing modern country music that sits just as well in the Australian country scene as it does in America. There can be no doubt that Brook has well and truly established himself as a bona fide tour de force in the Australian country music scene, so it's no surprise that he's become one of our most successful country artists. I've had the privilege of chatting on the phone with Brook several times previously, which is by no means a bad thing. And the last time was back in June last year, so I'm absolutely delighted to be able to catch up with him again today. Hello, Brook. How are you today?
Yeah, mate. How you going? I'm great.
I'm good. I'm good. Now, well, first of all, welcome again to the Country Club. It's always great to have you on the show, but I didn't realise it's been a good while since our last chat on the phone.
Yeah, it's been 6 months or so, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, so yeah, it's good to catch up. Anyway, look, tell us the story behind your latest outstanding single, Like a Country Girl. Did you write that alone, or was it a co-write?
I was a co-write with one of my close. Actually, there's five names on the song, I think, but I always give a cut to the guys that play on the song.
Okay.
So because the drummer comes up with his own parts, the keyboard player comes up with his own parts, and so does the bass player. And I'm like, well, that's writing, so I give them a cut because I think it's fair.
Yep.
But yeah, the majority of the song was written by me, and I had a friend who I write with a lot, Anthony Emery. He came up with quite a few lines in it as well. So, yeah, it's definitely a co-write. I kind of write by committee, I guess.
Okay.
I usually write most of the music, as in like the chords and stuff I write myself.
Right.
But, you know, and the melodies are usually all me. But I usually need a bit of help with the lyrics.
Okay.
Never really been my forte.
All right. Well.
So I usually have the idea for the song, and a lot of times I'll be halfway through and I'll just get in contact with my buddy Anthony and say, hey, I got this song, and I can't finish it. Help me out.
Okay.
And he'll come up with a bunch of stuff, and that's how we'll finish it off, kind of thing. So
okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a nice little well-working team effort. So yeah, that works.
It is. Yeah. It is, and because Anthony and I, we've known each other for kind of 20 years, so there's no egos between us. We can say literally anything to each other, and we often do.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be nice. Whereas sometimes you get into a write with someone you don't really know, and you're kind of on eggshells because you don't know what the other person's really like or anything like that. So with him, it's just like, nah, that's garbage, or that's fantastic, or we can easily do that.
So do you have many punch-ups or?
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh, that's good.
The whole thing.
That's
because
good.
There's no ego. There's no ego in it. So
yeah, fair enough.
He often says to me, could you actually see yourself singing that line on stage in front of people? And so I'll say yes or no. Sometimes it's no, because I have a tendency to, not in that kind of song, but in a ballad, I have a tendency to really go to the soppy side of things. He's like, you couldn't say that. There's no way you could not laugh and sing that on stage.
That's a litmus test if I ever heard one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great. I love it. But look, at the end of the day, regardless of the process involved, your output is always astonishingly good.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's why you've had so many interviews on this show, because I absolutely love your music, and
thank you.
I love playing it, and I love to talk to you about it on the phone, and so yeah, it's all working, mate. It's really really good.
I think I had a chance to get rid of all the garbage songs out of my system before I actually released anything.
It's always good. It's always good to get rid of the rubbish. But
yeah.
The problem I think with that is sometimes when you dump the rubbish, later on you find out that was going to be a hit.
I mean, look, there's a lot of times where I'll write a song and just think, no, this is not going anywhere.
Okay.
And then down the track, a couple of lines will make it into another song,
right.
Or an idea out of that song will go in, like the pre-chorus might just slot into another song.
All right.
That happens very often.
All right.
So nothing's a waste. It's never pointless. It's always worth writing those songs, even if you think they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, and that is a good approach actually. Take bits and pieces from stuff that you didn't want to release, but it fits nicely into something that is working well.
But the hard thing for me was initially, like when I was younger, was thinking, I've already written that, so I can't do it again. Whereas nobody else has ever heard it. I can definitely use it again. It's just
absolutely
there.
Yeah, and sometimes people just don't notice, right?
Not at all.
Keep using the same thing. If it's working and it's good, then nothing wrong with using it like a good I can't really think of an example, like a dishcloth,
I can give you an example. There's a guitar lick that's in the solo of that song that I limit myself to using twice on an album, because otherwise I'd play it in every solo.
I get that. I do. I mean, I got a repertoire of guitar licks that I rely on, and I'm up on stage and I think, geez, I've played that about 6 times tonight.
Yep.
But no one's noticed. No one's noticed. That's fine. But anyway, now are you off to Tamworth in the next few days?
I'm not going down until the second Thursday, so I'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
And then I'm heading down to Melbourne for some gigs the following weekend. So my family's all still down in Victoria, so I'm going to go visit Mum and Dad and my sister and a bunch of friends and stuff. So it's always a good time.
Yeah, well, you originally do come from Melbourne, but how long you been on the Gold Coast?
15 years now.
Wow. Okay. You must be
went really quick.
You must be getting used
brown.
You must be getting used to the weather up there, by now.
I mean, yeah, warm with a change of warming. It's pretty much just. I mean, aside from that, obviously we're in rainy season now, so a lot of my friends from Melbourne will say, "Oh, we're going to come up for Christmas." I'm like, "No, don't. It's worst time. Do not come for Christmas. Come in October or March."
Yeah.
Or any time between March and October is beautiful as well, but just a little bit colder. But usually, kind of halfway through February through until kind of mid-November, the weather's just amazing here.
Yeah.
And I can deal with a month and a half of hot and rainy if I can have the rest of the time be beautiful.
Yep.
So
yeah, that's when you're not inundated with a cyclone or something.
Well, I mean that has happened a couple of times, and I think Christmas 3 years ago I did have the neighbour's pergola end up through my roof. So yeah. That was not ideal. That was not ideal. So, but luckily the main part of their pergola roof had stayed attached to the strut that actually pierced my roof.
Okay.
So the water wasn't just flooding in, which is very, very lucky because it rained a lot over the next couple of weeks. And because it was at Christmas, all the tradies were on holidays and there was you couldn't get anybody out. So it was like that for about 3 weeks.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. That's amazing. But I know what it's like up north. You've only got the 2 seasons. We got 4, but you got 2.
Well, Melbourne's got 14 every day.
On the same day.
Yeah. Well, I think I remember when I was down there working. There was this one day. It was, I don't know, 40 degrees or something, and I was working in a factory, and a cool change came through at about midday, and it went from 40 degrees to 14 degrees.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any jackets or jumpers or anything because it was 40 degrees. I walked into work at 5 a.m. and it was, 35 degrees or something. So I just froze for the rest of the day. It was great.
I think it was, what was it, yesterday? We had like 42 degrees and, today we got like 18, so,
I remember, that was the most difficult thing up here to get used to was when it rains, it's not cold.
No,
in Melbourne,
right.
when it rains, that means a cool change comes through. It's got cold.
Yeah, put a jumper on.
Up here, it's just got more humid.
Okay, yeah. I get that. Yeah. I know. I spent a bit of time up in Broome and
wow,
up in that area, and I love it up there. I absolutely, if I could move up there, I would, but I can't. So, But yeah, I know what it's like. But then again, I mean, in the rainy season, a lot of people in Broome move down south for 6 months. It's just so humid.
That'd be the ultimate, really. Would be kind of summers in Melbourne and winters up here.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. That'd be, if you could do that.
Having said that, there's no work. Like being a full-time muso, there's nowhere near as much work in Victoria for me as there is up here. So
okay,
I can work 5 or 6 nights a week up here, and down in Melbourne, I'll be lucky to do 2 or 3. So
if you're lucky,
if you're lucky, because there's just so much beer garden work up here.
Okay,
you can just go and play in a beer garden, and they do that 5, 6, 7 nights a week most venues. So
that's great,
which is great. It is. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's terrific. It really is competitive down here. It's absolutely cutthroat in the terms of competition. It's one of the reasons I sort of went away from playing in bands to being a radio presenter, because this is a far more comfortable situation for me. I still get to play music, but I do it by record. So,
I mean, having been in, one of the biggest cover bands in Melbourne back in the day, big deal.
Yeah.
We were doing 6 nights a week, so I that was the first real thing that I went into. So I just kind of got used to that as this is what I do. I play music 6 nights a week.
Yeah.
And then by the time I was, just before I moved up here, I was doing a gig every 2 months.
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, this is horrible. And horrible for my soul. I was just, I just felt like I was, not doing anything. So, but now it's fantastic. It's amazing. I love it up here. I wish Melbourneites would stop moving up so the property prices would stay down.
I was just about to ask you, have you got a spare bedroom up there?
I mean, you just about need to have a rental property with 4 people in it these days to be able to afford to live.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Well, there you go. That's look. I remember we were working 5 nights a week, back in the day. But that came to a screeching halt at some point. I don't know why.
I think it was the Pokies, the GST, and a couple, and then one particular company bought out about 150 pubs in Victoria. And basically said, hey, we're not going to pay anybody more than $1,200 for a gig.
Yeah.
And everyone went, well, I've got a 5-piece band.
Yep.
We can't do $1,200.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's
horrible, because Melbourne used to be the Australian centre of music. It was, for the longest time. Sydney had died. Sydney was dead and buried, and then Melbourne kind of took over, and now they've killed it. It should be the capital of music. It really should, but I don't know.
I think it still is to some extent, but it's just too broad. That there's so many musical genres here, and it's turned into a little niche market. You got folk over there, and you got country rock over there, and you got heavy metal behind. It's all over the place.
Which is kind of bad. Like have you? I remember years and years ago reading Billy Thorpe's book, Sex, Thugs and Rock and Roll. I'm not sure if you ever read that.
Yep.
But at one point, he was playing 9 gigs in a weekend, not in a week.
In a weekend. Yeah.
So he'd start playing Thursday night and finish playing on Sunday, and he would have done 9 gigs.
Yep.
And he was one band doing heavy rock. Like if you listen, it's not the Aztec stuff. This is, a bit later on, we was doing the heavy rock stuff, and they were doing 9 gigs a week.
Yep.
Now that kind of band would be lucky to do a gig every 3 weeks.
Very lucky. Yeah, very lucky indeed.
Which is horrible. Like that.
Yeah.
And it's not like Melbourne hasn't got the infrastructure. I think the other thing that really killed that scene is, the prominence of DJs. And I get it. You pay one guy instead of 5 guys.
Yeah.
I get it. And they can play the actual song. But it used to be, the DJ and the band would work together to make the crowd work.
Yeah.
It was so symbiotic. It was actually the perfect thing because the band could do the rock songs, the DJ could do the dance songs, and the clubs would be full all night. Nobody would leave.
Yep.
Now it's like you finish your set. There's no DJ, so they put on the background music, the guy behind the bar programmed, which is probably garbage. Nobody's interested in listening to. So you have to rebuild the dance floor every single time you go back on stage.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's, we always brought our own music and played it. We never let the pub do it because we didn't want to lose the audience. We're sick of hearing or watching people walk out the door when they put ABBA on, for instance.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with ABBA, it's just,
Well, I mean, ABBA would probably work at the moment.
Probably,
Seems to be having a massive resurgence. So I played a gig in Byron Bay a couple of nights ago, and Dancing Queen came on. I'm like, of all things. And the crowd went mental, like actually mental. I'm like, none of these kids were born when this song came out. What is going on?
Yeah,
but just one of those things.
Yeah, it's weird, I know. Well, New Year's Eve, we got a new neighbour, and they put on a really big gig, a huge gig. There was like 200 people there, and they had a DJ, and it was, flat out, like 2 suburbs away. You could still hear, it, But they're Syrian, right? So they were playing all this really techno stuff with a Middle Eastern flavour to it,
Yep.
And I was out in the backyard having a smoke, and I really enjoyed it. It was just, it was great. And out of the middle of nowhere, up comes Neil Diamond with
Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline. And the whole crowd, as soon as it got to the chorus, Sweet Caroline, they just went sick, and I thought, I love it.
There's another one.
Yeah.
There's another one. It's the funny thing is, like, some of those things, like Sweet Caroline will work countrywide.
Yeah.
But if you're in Melbourne, the song is Rain by Dragon. Don't you go out in the rain. That's the song.
Yep.
If you play that song in Melbourne, the crowd will go off.
Okay.
If you play that song in Brisbane, no one will know what you're playing. No one. And I was doing a gig, and these lads came up to me like, "Oh, can you play Rain by Dragon?" I said, "Melbourne." And they said, "How did you know?" And I said, "Because when I moved up here, I used to play that song, and no one knew what it was."
Okay. I love it.
Some of those songs are it could be quite regional. Like up here, it's probably more like When It Rains It Pours, or like a Luke Combs song that will go ballistic up here, and that probably would work in Melbourne at the moment as well because country's so popular.
It is.
But
yes.
That was when I first moved up, and you played a country song in Melbourne. I've gigged in Melbourne forever, and I probably had one country song requested in 10 years, which was The Gambler. I'm sure it would be completely different now, but up here it was the first gig that I did. Someone requested country. Thinking, whoa, what's going on here? I had heaps country because that's what I do, obviously. But it was just bizarre because I just wasn't used to people requesting country songs.
Yeah, well, that's it takes a bit of getting used to. But I was playing in a couple of country bands, and it was amazing. We used to get requests for Dwight Yoakam and Alan Jackson.
Wow.
Yeah. And we were happy to play it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I get this stuff from kids now.
Oh, really?
Like like a 20-year-old kid will be coming up saying, "Oh, I'll play Chattahoochee," or can you play some Dwight Yoakam? And we're like, what is going on? What universe am I in right now? It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's great. I love it. Look, I've just looked at the time. We've gone over time.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's fine. I'm having a ball talking to you, so I don't care.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'll have to pull up now because we've got other stuff to do. But look, thanks for taking the time to have this chat with me, Brook. I always look forward to having a talk with you on the phone.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it, Harry.
Oh, you're welcome. You're more than welcome. I'm absolutely chuffed to be able to support an artist like yourself. Because well, that's what we're supposed to do as a community radio station, is support Aussie artists.
I appreciate it.
So
I'm not too far from you in at the end of January. I'm actually playing in Ferntree Gully at Montana I'm doing like a songwriter type deal. So
okay.
So that's the 30th of Jan, Montana is the name of the place in Ferntree Gully.
I'll make a note of that. The 30th of Jan.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Montana. Okay. I'll check that one out. Look, if I can get there, I will.
Awesome.
But we'll see how we go. Anyway.
No worries.
Thanks again, and I appreciate it so much for taking the time. And I look forward to doing it again, hopefully.
Mate, thanks for having me. We'll talk about the song next time.
Yeah, why ruin a good conversation?
Right, that's what I reckon.
Oh, I love it. All right, thanks again, Brook, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Great, thanks, bud. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You're more than welcome. Okay, bye for now.
Bye, mate.